Okay, we are officially live in the flesh, baby. What's going on, Sledge? How's everything?
What's going on, Anthony? Happy to be here. Mr. Do Your Research is in the building.
That's right. I should change your name down there from Sledging Team to Mr. Do Your Research. That's
In the
great.
building.
That's great. Well, thank you for being here, man. And obviously everybody else who's here as well. But thank you for being here and spending a nice Saturday with me.
Yeah, appreciate you.
I have to immediately say that a lot of people don't know that we, about 9 months ago, I could actually pull it up here because I wanted to show, but I think a lot of people don't realize we did a stream once very, very long time ago, 9 months ago, which is crazy. And that was, I think we were around, I think you had around maybe 400, 500, 600 subs, something like that. And then I think I was like maybe 2K. So it's crazy how far you've come in just 9 months, from that point. And I remember where I was. I think I drove my wife to yoga, and then we hung out for over an hour, and it's amazing. You went from 400, 500, 600 to over 3,000 now. So much respect to what you've done.
Hey, man, much respect to you, man, giving me my very first interview. So, yeah, I love that. I've been waiting to see what was going on, man. When was I coming back? I'm seeing all these people doubling back, and I'm like, my boy forgot about me.
I know. And I thought about you a bunch of times, but I just ended up, I don't know. I just wanted to get new people. But
yeah, for sure.
I don't know. We're running out of new credit card creators now, so I'm going to have to double back.
Got to remix some of the videos now.
Right. Luke said, he remembers that stream. He remembers from 9 months ago. Wow. That's awesome.
Luke in the building, for sure.
And we got CJ. CJ is also first. Not bad.
Of course, CJ first.
What's going on? We got Key. What's going on?
Okay. Key coming my way pretty soon.
Oh, yeah.
Key coming over down here to Tampa.
Chaz Money Minutes with the salute.
How you know Chad is in the building?
Not bad. Michael Wong. Back to normal. I'm struggling, guys. If you see me struggling, it's really hot. I'm in the mobile office. I got the air on, but stick with me if I'm pausing a little bit. I'm still getting used to the StreamYard. Cesar Joel. Mis hermanos. Very nice.
My brother.
Woodsy made it in too. I know he's got some stuff to do today, so I'm glad you made it, man. And lastly, but not least, Filmo, my man Filmo.
Yeah.
I wanted to address something right at the beginning because we got a few comments before the stream actually happened, and I kind of clickbaited a little bit, but not really. So I just wanted you to address if you could. So Miss Jazzy here, Miss Jazzy Vet, she's awesome. She's in a lot of comments. She said Sledge loses cool points for bailing on the Platinum, and also Dex said he bailed on the AMEX Platinum card. Sledge, the guy who's the AMEX king, the thumbnail. What's going on with the Platinum, man? Why'd you cancel?
Man, it was just that time, man. I had to get rid of it and just keep the Charles Schwab Platinum card, bro. I got the Charles Schwab Platinum card. I've had it for 2 years. I had to get rid of the regular Platinum card because I only kept it last year because I got a good retention offer. I would have dumped it last year, but the 70,000 membership reward points kept me there for another year.
Oh yeah.
That annual fee came around again, and that 695 wasn't looking so good when they offered me 30,000. I think 30,000 MR points this time. So I'm like, yeah, I got to bail on this one this time. Yeah, but the Platinum card is my favorite card, so I at least have to have one of them.
Yeah, definitely the best version, I think, the Schwab.
No, absolutely. Absolutely.
I wanted to mention, because Woodsy in the Discord also mentioned something like this, which he said, we all know that Sledge is just going to upgrade and downgrade his gold and the Platinum every few months, playing the Hilton Carousel, but with AMEX charge cards. Is that your plan? Like, do you think you'll... Because what did you do? You had the Platinum card, you had the gold card, you got an upgrade offer for 75,000 points to a Platinum, and then you re-downgraded it back after getting that offer. AMEX was fine with it, because of course there's no rules on downgrading. So is the plan to just kind of, with your other card as well, like maybe downgrade and upgrade a gold to a Platinum and vice versa?
Well, actually, I downgraded to the green card. I don't even have a Mega Express gold card right now. But
really?
That's my plan. My plan is to wait until December again. If they give me that upgrade offer, even if it's a sorry upgrade offer, if they offered me 10,000 membership reward points, I would still upgrade, because that way they're gonna prorate the annual fee. You know, what this year I paid $43 for the annual fee, but you get 5 hotels and resort, you get that Uber credit, you get the Saks Fifth Avenue credit, you get the entertainment credit. You take all of that, wait for them to drop the annual fee again, which is going to come again in another month. But before, by that time it's January, so you get to get all of those benefits again for the second time, and then downgrade back to the green card. I only pay $150, right? Because you don't pay anything at all the second time. You just get all of the benefits. And downgrade back to the green card, get a good $1,200 worth of benefits for $43. Until they stop it, I'm gonna keep doing it.
Yeah, that's like a pretty legendary thing you did, because you got about $1,200 in value and only ended up paying like $43. $43.
Well, I did have to pay the green card annual fee, so that's $150. But besides that, and because to me it didn't make sense to cancel it when I have an opportunity to just keep running this play. You know what I'm saying? So until they say something about it, it's within AMEX rules. It's not like I'm breaking any of their rules. They tell you when you can when the annual fee hits, you can downgrade again. I'm just playing inside of their boundaries.
That's great. That's great. And we'll definitely get into some other things where you're, this is with the rules, so it's fine. But then there's some other things where you're breaking the rules, so I'm excited to ask you. But first, we actually have Vinyl Cover, who's in here last week as well, also doing some super chats, so I appreciate you again. 5 Spot, he said, Anthony and Sledge, as someone who's in AMEX pop-up jail with no clear path to get out, is it worth getting the Charles Schwab Platinum without a sub when I got the Gold and Blue Business Plus with subs?
Well, I feel like if you're okay with the annual fee, of the Charles Schwab Platinum card, I'll go for it. But if you already had a platinum card, it's fine. I don't know. You know what? I gotta take that back. You haven't had the platinum card, I will wait for it to be out of pop-up jail. That's $695 and a decent sign-up bonus. So yeah, I would definitely wait.
Yeah, I would say so for sure. Since you already forewent the AMEX Green, welcome offer because you have the golds and the BBP, probably does make sense. Yeah, I'd probably wait. If you can get 150K, man, it's so valuable. If you can just wait to get out of it. Yeah, it's true. So appreciate that, Vinyl Cover. Appreciate you, man. Jake Mercure stopping in before I got to celebrate the day. He goes to celebrate the day. Claudius King. He's going to do some St. Patrick's Day craziness today, I'm sure, before everyone's got to get up on Monday. Oh, God. So the first thing I wanted to mention was this comment right here. This is something that I've been wanting to confront Sledge about for a very long time. For 9 months, really, since he's been saying this. So John mentioned Sledge's opinion is more important than anyone else's. Yeah. So I want to, you candidly say yeah. So Sledge, I need to ask you, man, face to face, camera to camera, why do you think that your opinion is more important than everyone else's, even mine, even everyone?
Growing up as a child, my mother always told me that my opinion was important. But as I grew up in life, I realized how important it really was. When anybody told me anything, if it was fact, it's a difference between truths and facts, right? Your facts is just an opinion that a lot of people agree on, right? The truth is an absolute thing, right? My opinion on all of that became more important than everyone else's when I understood that nobody could tell me I was right or wrong about anything, right? Unless it was the truth or it's not. And I'm always telling the truth, so my opinion is always better than everyone else's. Yes. That might have been a little confusing to some people, but believe me, it's true.
So you're saying if you have an opinion on something, no matter what, it's always going to be better, because if you're wrong, then you had the truth wrong, and then maybe you'll fix whatever that truth would be if like you just didn't have extra information. But no matter what, the
Absolutely.
opinion will be better. Gotcha.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So you get it, right? Yeah.
I understand. Yeah.
Yeah. So when we have two opinions at the same time, just keep everybody else will just keep their opinion to themselves and just listen to me. Right? And you can't go you can't go wrong that way. You can't go wrong.
Gotcha. It's funny because it's something that I've been thinking of lately, oddly enough, is on the topic of opinions and whatnot. And it's like, I've come to the point where I've read so many different forums and threads on basically like a million different topics in life. You're talking mental health, talking bodybuilding, you're talking, I don't know, cultural differences between things, talking credit cards. No matter what you say, you're basically 50% wrong, depending on who's looking at the comment. So I'm like, how, like, the amount of time spent trying to convince the other 50% of your opinion, even though it's better than everyone else's, like you say, it's like, it seems like the biggest waste of time ever. And of course, politics come to mind because no matter what, you're 50% wrong.
Yeah,
so I'm like, I've come to the point where I don't think I even want to assert any opinions anymore because I just don't care enough. I'm just going to say whatever, and then we'll see what happens. You know, some people will agree and some people won't. You know, even though I don't have any really.
It's a hard line between facts and the truth. You know, but when you think about when you was a kid, it was a fact that Pluto was a planet, right? Pluto was a planet, but now it's not, right? But when we grew up, it was a it was a fact. That was a fact because someone said that it was, and we went along with that opinion. You know, so the facts aren't always true. People don't understand it until it's disproven.
Yeah, isn't that funny? Yeah, Neil deGrasse Tyson came around and killed Pluto. Unbelievable. Oh God. We also, on the topic of the platinum, though, Dex actually did before the stream. I meant to actually bring this up. He wanted to ask, I really thought about the AMEX Platinum, and I want to open it through Charles Schwab. But should I get the regular platinum first, then the Schwab? I know Amex only allows one welcome bonus. Huh.
Absolutely. The regular platinum is probably going to have a better sign-up bonus.
Oh, yeah.
The regular platinum usually have a better sign-up bonus than Schwab. If they were the same sign-up bonus, because you can't get both of them at the same time now, it doesn't really matter. But if the regular platinum has a better sign-up bonus, it just makes some more sense to get that one first.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because no matter what, the highest I've ever seen on a Schwab is like 100K. Yeah, so if you can get a 150K personal.
Yeah, and usually it's 80.
Yeah. People saying Sledge is sneaking into St. Patrick's Day cabinet, having a good time. I know I am for sure. Right after this. Okay, so I also wanted to ask you, because a lot of what happened? Oh, because that's still up. Okay, StreamYard. I'm trying to figure this out. So I also wanted to ask you because sorry. Let me just finish this off. Dex, so should I cancel the vanilla before the annual fee, then get the Schwab? I mean,
when you say it, that depends on if you can get a retention offer or not, and depending on what that retention offer is. I don't care if the annual fee hits. You still have 30 days to decide after that. So the annual fee can hit. You ask for your retention offer. Maybe you ask for it again if it's not one that you like, a little bit down the line. You can wait 15 more days. So you still have one statement period after that to decide. So you don't have to rush to a decision whether to keep or cancel those cards. I canceled that last platinum the day before. 2 days before the statement ended.
Yeah, and I guess if it's like, I don't know your timeline here, but if you already, like, if you're less than a year and you're working, like you just got a welcome offer, you wouldn't want to cancel a year in. You'd want to wait till a year after so that Amex doesn't claw it back, at least from what we hear, just to be safe. Okay, so I wanted to ask you too. So a lot has happened since we last did this. So like again, you've you've done a lot of things. You've grown the channel immensely. But some other things you've been doing that are pretty crazy that I wanted to kind of talk about is you've had this miraculous way of pretty much breaking every rule in the credit card handbook. But whether we're talking about the Chase 524 rule, which you, Chad, and even myself now and Luke have been able to bust out of a little bit and get like some Chase cards outside of 524. But then more recently, you've been able to break a rule that I don't think anyone's ever broken before, which is the AMEX 456 rule, which people have kind of broken it in the time we've been on YouTube. Like there was a 5-card rule, and then I think Stan all of a sudden had 6. But now you have how many AMEX credit cards?
8. Yeah, I have 8 right now, and I have a pre-approval sitting on one of these desks over here for not the blue business cash. Yeah, the blue business cash. Yeah, for the blue business cash. Yeah. So yeah.
So for that rule is basically American Express's credit limit cards. So like if you have Hilton cards, Delta cards, I guess blue business as well. Anything outside of the green, gold, and the platinum. The rule always stated on YouTube was 5, and you said you have 8. What are those 8, by the way?
Oh man, don't make me call them off the top of my head.
No, you don't know.
I can go from the lowest: Delta Blue, Everyday, Hilton Business, Hilton Aspire. Man, I'm getting them. I just got the Marriott Bonvoy. I can't even think of the other 3. Watch the video. I did a video. I posted them all in the video.
That's right. Matter of fact,
hey man, I'm 51 years old, man. My memory is always all the way there. Yeah, watch the video.
That one, and then also this one, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one right there. Yeah. Oh, Amazon. Okay, I forgot about that. Amazon Prime Business. Blue Cat Preferred, because those were the 2 before I got the Marriott. So, and that's why I posted it. I mean, it's hard to believe. Like, maybe if someone told me, I wouldn't believe it, because maybe 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, when I applied for the Lowe's business card, I was declined for being at my limit, which was 5 cards at the time. I think I waited about another 2 or 3 months, and I got a pre-approval for the Blue Cash Preferred. And they had an elevated sign-up offer, and I applied for it. I mean, it was a pre-approval. Was I thinking I was going to get it? I thought it was a 50-50 chance because of a pre-approval. And once I got that one, I'm like, I'm just going to keep trying. I'm going to try for the Delta Platinum while I still have 8, just to see if I can get it. But I want the card anyway. Like, I want that card anyway. The upgrade offer that they're giving me from the Blue is straight trash. 10,000 Delta Sky Miles to upgrade to the Delta Platinum. 10,000. That's a pretty bad upgrade offer. So I would end up canceling the Blue and getting the Platinum. But it makes more sense for me to just see if I can just get it. So, and now if I get 9, nobody not gonna be able to tell me. Well, nobody will tell me anything right now. I got 8. But I honestly think it's because it has to have to do something with the different emails that I use when I get the cards. And it's not that I purposely use different emails. I just have different emails. So I use those different emails when I apply for the card, because that's the only thing that's different. I did apply for some of the cards with my EIN, but I still have to put my social security number down. So they still know I'm the same person. But it's something that's triggering those approvals. With the Hilton business, that was I did have to send in some docs for that one. That application went into pending, and they wanted 3 months or 4 months of business banking statements, and they emphasized business banking statements. So what I did was I just overdid it. I sent them 4 months of business banking statements from 2 different accounts, and then 4 months from my personal account. So that might also be a reason why they look at it different, because they can look at those statements and see where I sit financially. So I'm not 100% sure, but I'm just gonna keep testing my boundaries until they prove me wrong.
Yeah, that's really interesting. Yeah, that you're saying just multiple different emails, because you know a lot of people will theorize, at least on the Chase side. Well, not theorize, it does happen when you get the mailers. You know, I think Luke was mainly talking about how we got a lot of mailers. I think Chad too. You know, get literally the physical mail, like, oh, sign up for a Chase Inc. whatever, and you know, and that'll bypass 524. So you don't necessarily attribute a lot of the, like, do you think the same things happen with Amex outside of like your different emails? You think
Right.
mailers will bypass?
I think the Blue Cast preferred, because, like I say, I didn't get a mailer, but I did get an email that said I was pre-approved for it. So that's basically the same thing. And at that time, it was an elevated offer. It was an elevated sub on that card. And the 3 cards that I got past the 5 have all had elevated sign-up bonuses. The 5 nights with the Marriott, the Hilton business. I mean, not the Hilton business. The Amazon Prime business. You know, it's usually $150. I mean, not to say it was a lot, but it was $200 at that time. So, but it was more than usual. It was an elevated sub on it. So all 3 of the cards had elevated subs, and I also believe that has a lot to do with it as well. Because when they have those elevated subs, I think they're pushing those cards a little bit.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's interesting for sure. I also think a lot of it is, like, obviously we'll read the data points of a lot of people, but I do think there's a lot of people who aren't necessarily super crazy with their credit profile. So I think it's like a matter of just testing, you know, like if you're financially in a good spot and you don't need your credit score like super high. I mean, not like it really affects a lot of us anymore. People who have like 10 plus cards, but I think maybe people are very scared and they never test it and they never can break the theories. Like if I just went by gospel that the 524 was going to knock me out, if I didn't see all the other guys beating it, I would have never tried. I would just said, oh, it's going to be instant. Meanwhile, you know, like that one day where I just tried a random application, like at 3 p.m., and I bypassed it. I got approved. I was like, what? You know, and then a second one, so now it's 724. So I think a lot of it is just trying it out. Obviously knowing your risk tolerance and then just, you know, testing certain things. Yeah.
Well, one thing I'll definitely say, most people shouldn't try it, right? most people shouldn't try it, especially if you really, if it's something that you're trying to do with your credit and you don't know, and if you have more of a thin file, somebody that has 10, 12, 13, 14 credit cards, it's not going to affect them as much. You know, if you have a long credit history, you have car notes and mortgages and, you know, different revolving loans and, you know, things like that, it's not going to affect as much. But to apply for as many credit cards as we do, the average person shouldn't do it. You know, you think about it, we had over $1 trillion in credit card debt, right, in the United States. Over 100. That means that most people are not good with managing money. Right? We look at everything we see on YouTube, and it's two things stand out for me. That's not the average person, you know, that does this. And the second thing is some of the people are lying. Right? It's the internet. So the average person should not do a lot of the things that we do, and I try to emphasize that sometimes. You know, sometimes I get carried away with, you know, we getting these room upgrades, and I got approved for another card, and I'm taking this flight for free. But we also got to take a step back and tell people the reality of things is, you know, for somebody else that might be playing with fire. You know, you're talking about these annual fees and different things like that. You have to be financially able to and responsible enough, because just because you have the finances don't mean you're responsible with the finances. You know, you got to be responsible with your finances to be able to do some of the things that we do and the creators that I know on this channel. You know, the Anthony Ventures and the Chad Money Minutes and the Luke Points and Miles and, you know, people like that. So
We're good, right? Okay. Sorry, it's sometimes a little laggy, so I'm just.
Yeah, it's all good.
We'll see. Um, so it's definitely true. It's funny because I think I mentioned it before. Actually, me, CJ, and Calby talk about it every now and again. But it's funny the divide that we have on YouTube. And people, I'm sure, know, but it seems to be two sides of credit card YouTube, and it's one side is kind of the side we're pretty much on, which is points of miles. Usually, yeah, has a bunch of credit scores, like as Philmo said here. No, no average people watching this. It's kind of like the crazy people who are looking to just get some crazy lifetime, life-changing vacations and whatnot with our points of miles. And then you have other sections, which is kind of like what the podcast you were on, 850 Club Credit, where he's kind of like building people from the ground up. And almost like this space is kind of, I notice people are kind of already at that elevated stage, but maybe people want to go to the next level with business class flights, crazy stuff that some of these guys do.
Yeah,
so it's interesting the divide, So it's tough because you want to make both, but I almost feel like when you have a certain audience, it will fall on not deaf ears, but it's like you're preaching to the choir to a degree, So I don't know. Who's like Sean Lane, like dude I had on the podcast where he's in Bali or he's in Doha right now. He's doing some crazy stuff. Like I don't know if it would even do him any well to talk about make sure you're paying your stuff on time. Probably there's one person watching, but it's like his audience is so curated to maximizing, and probably the wealthy people, honestly, wealthy audience that he has. So it's interesting.
But you know what? From my perspective, I don't want to isolate one viewer. I don't want that one person, because you're gonna have people in your comment section that I'm not in the comment section that's just viewing that aren't going to comment, right? But they might look at something you do and aspire to do it, right? And you probably have a bunch of them, that are watching your video. They're aspiring to do these things. They're just not commenting on it. They're watching it. So I don't want to leave out anybody when I make any content. So.
Gotcha. Do you think you would want to see more of that between a lot of people's channels? Just an element to, at some point in the video, mentioning of course, how I'm paying for these things, or I don't know, just education along the way. What do you think?
Well, what I say is, do you? You know what I'm saying? When you do your content, you make it however you want to do it. So my content, even though we make similar content, all of our content is different. Your content is different than Calby's. Calby's different than CJ. CJ is different than John. So on and so forth. So we all have our own twist and spin on things. I like to throw that in there, but everybody's content is different. I expect Anthony Venture to do what Anthony Venture does. You know what I mean? Because you do what you do with. So, and I hope people look at my content and think that I do what I do well.
Gotcha. Love it. CJ also loving this discussion. What's going on, CJ? How's everything, man? These two rule breakers. Yeah, CJ doesn't like breaking rules.
No, CJ not guy. We love CJ.
Yep. Even though he's horrible taste in cards, but that's overdone. Also, John, that was who you mentioned earlier, who also has great content, very down to earth, and just talking about his life and how he's using everything. Not like friggin' me, who's trying to book a friggin' Hobbit village with my Delta cards. That's just ridiculous.
John, that's my guy.
Yeah. John's a good guy. Also, so kind of on that conversation too, I wanted to ask you, because there's something you've taught me that I've put in a lot of videos recently, over the last few months, and that is not taking no for an answer. That's something that you've really instilled in me, and sure, I think it probably maybe started as a joke, I'm not sure, but I literally have used it in many different areas now, and it's helped me out. I'm usually of the person who, usually if there's something I want, I can usually get to it if I just work hard enough, or if I'm asking for something, you can adjust your voice in a certain way to help someone can help you do something you want to do, like a room upgrade or whatnot. But you've been telling me not taking no for an answer, like in every situation. That's, involving room upgrades and involving like getting retention offers or, getting bonuses for nothing, right? So where do you think that kind of mindset came for you? Because it's, you drill it hard and it ends up working, in a lot of situations. Where do you think that comes from?
I think a lot of it has to do with what a lot of the people that's watching might not know, but I ran a grocery store for 23 years, and I had to get certain things done. I'm a very down to earth person, but I'm also a very demanding person. Right? I like what I like, and I want things to be done a certain way. Right? I always thought people make excuses for not doing things, and I never liked excuses. I don't make excuses for anything that I do. I don't make excuses for other people. So me saying that I don't take no for an answer is because with me is everything's pretty much yes or no, right? So if I go if I go somewhere, I know that they can make it possible for you, right? I've seen it. I know people who work for some of these hotels. I know that they can make it work for you. So sometimes you got to give them that little bit of extra nudge. But I'm a very nice guy, right? I'm a very nice guy, but I'm also can appear to be. If I go somewhere, I might put something in a way of saying there's no wiggle room in this. This is what I need done. I'm asking, but I'm not asking. Like, sometimes in these situations, you have to ask, but you're not really asking. you kind of tell them to do it because you know that it can be done. I walked into a hotel and they told me that they were completely sold out. I'm a Hilton Diamond member. I know for a fact that they saved rooms, right? I asked the person behind the desk to get the manager on the phone. The manager came there, got some keys, and got me a room that night. He got there in like 15 minutes. I don't know where he was coming from. I don't know why he just didn't tell the guy to do it. But he came to the hotel. Yeah, me and my wife were sitting in the lobby. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. You got reservations at a very, very nice restaurant, very nice gourmet restaurant. They told you that they couldn't do it at first.
Yeah.
You didn't take no for an answer. You ate at that restaurant on that Valentine's Day.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, it's always possible. Like, it's always possible. There's very few things that are impossible. So why settle? Think about if somebody that they knew had money came through the door, they would have a table for that person, right? Why is that person more special than you? Because they have money? Like, they're not more special than you, but they would make it happen for that person. Why can't they make it happen for you? You're not asking this person to hurt anybody. You're not asking them to do anything unethical. You asking for a room upgrade. You asking for a table to sit down at. So, never accept no for an answer.
Yeah, that's so true. That really came in so handy, for Valentine's Day, because I was like, this is a 5-star place. I don't even know if it's fully 5-star, but it's a great place. It's a nice restaurant. And I called the concierge, and they were like, I don't know. So I literally called the second time. So I had two people on my behalf going for it, and then eventually one called me and got it done. But yeah, it was after.
And I'm sure your wife appreciated that too. Yeah, I'm sure your wife appreciated that.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it makes me want to use concierge all the time. For sure. It's also like, it's almost you also have to know how to talk to people. And I think maybe some people don't know. They'll hear "don't take no for an answer," and then they'll be like, "No, what do you mean?" But there's ways that you can kind of sneak. You can kind of sweet talk and things like that. Like Mr. Potato said here, he's like, "Can I get a room upgrade?" No. How about now? No. So part of it is like, you know, I like the whole, is there really like absolutely no possible way? And usually when you say that, they're like, well, there is a way. I actually, you know, if you do this, maybe we can sit you here. Are you okay with that? Of course. Yeah, I'm good with that. You know,
Right.
there's all little ways around it. So I think learning how to do that too also helps, for sure.
Look, I will tell you a quick story.
Yeah.
My brother-in-law came to Miami for his 50th birthday. Me, my other brother-in-law, and two of his friends went down. He wanted to go to this jazz club. We get a freaking Uber XL, get dropped off down there. We get to the door and they like, man, it's past time to let anybody in. You know, keep them out. We got dropped off in an Uber. It's probably, I don't know, 10 o'clock or something at night. Same thing you just said. I go, guy, I'm like, man, there's absolutely nothing you can do. You know what I'm saying? Like, he saw us just get out of the Uber, you know. So he know that we wanted to come here. I'm like, it's my brother-in-law's birthday. You know what I'm saying? We just trying to have some fun. It went from them having nothing for us to him setting up a table in the back. It was literally like on a patio outside of the back of this jazz place. The guy actually came and got us drinks and had a shot with us. Yeah. Because we were nice enough to him, you know. It was like you say, it was the way that we asked him. You know. And I mean, as I say, a closed mouth don't get fed, man. We could have called an Uber back and just jumped in the Uber and went back, you know what I'm saying? Enjoyed our life, but no.
That's amazing. I love that. Yeah. Actually, Oakland also mentioned being nice gets you far in life, for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
Like anything outrageous I've ever been able to get done, it's always been just from that. It was never had to get aggressive with somebody for anything. You know,
and
even that
you probably don't have to. I mean, it's not worth that. You know, it's not worth that.
Yeah. Plus, when you do that, you get in the ego anyway, and then you start fighting one another. You want to kind of like, here's my situation. Is it possible? Right. You know, any way to make it happen. You know, and usually you just make they feel bad for you and whatnot, and they can help you get things done. That's great. I like that. Also, along with that, you also mentioned so part of this, how this kind of started, was me getting. Well, a lot of it started from you telling me to like always ask for a room upgrade for whatever hotel I'm going to, and I kind of never really saw the point. I don't know why. And Calvi was telling me like, dude, it's like you get a huge room. I was like, eh. But then after really fully asking, when I did this recent trip to Savannah, and I got like the $650 a night room from $200 a night room, like 3 upgrades. You know, it's been it's kind of been a life-changing experience, and now I'm just asking no matter where I go. And part of that is also a little bit of sweet talking, which is actually, I think, a great term that Michael Wong came up with, sweet talking, to be sweet and you get a room upgrade, right? So where did you have you always just asked for room upgrades, or was there a time where you were just like, I mean, what's the worst that's going to happen? I might as well just ask, because I think a lot of people are still afraid to do it.
Well,
like me.
Like I said earlier, I have a friend that worked for Hilton. Always told me to ask for an upgrade, right? Even at this time, because he don't work there anymore. At this time, I was getting the friends and family discount. Even though I'm getting a discounted rate, I would still get upgrade. I was gold status at the time. I was like, I'll spend my life trying to spend my way from gold status to diamond status, which never worked out for me. You know, I don't work a job where my job is paying for hotels and I'm recouping. I'm spending my own money on these hotels. So I would get close and never make it, because you know what? At the time, I had no idea about the Hilton Inspire card. At the time, but when I go to these hotels, well, my point behind that is, I didn't have diamond status or anything. I had silver status, and then I had gold status. But I asked, right? And if the hotel isn't full, why wouldn't they do it? You know what I'm saying? Like, you get there that day. If you get to a hotel at 6 o'clock, 9 times out of 10, if somebody hasn't made a reservation for that room, they're probably not going to do it. So when you ask for that upgrade, most of the time they're going to do it because why not? No one's in the room anyway, right? It's another room to clean. They would have had to clean the room you were in. So it's not anything out of the way for those guys. So always ask. And since that point, when I moved on to being more in the credit card game, getting into different types of rooms and things like that, it became a different experience when you start getting upgraded to these suites and executive suites and presidential suites and king suites and whatever you get. So at this point, I just expect it whenever I go. I mean, for the last 2 years, I'm 100% on upgrade. I have not went to a hotel one time without getting one.
That's great. Yeah. And I know some people like think that's they're like, there's no way you got 100%. I think I saw some comment like that's impossible. But
100. 100. A closed mouth do not get fed. Trust me. I'll tell you, Anthony, you know how I do it. The first thing I do, if the hotel has an app, which most main brands do, you put it in the ear in the app. You let them know you want to upgrade. Some of them will upgrade you right there at that point. Most of the time, they're going to tell you though they have to wait until the day of. Sometime that day of, they'll do it in the app. But once you get to the property, it's already in the notes. Right?
Yep.
You get there and you ask them. You're not telling them you're asking them. There is a very good chance you're going to get the upgrade. And the thing about it is, I have proven it on my channel time and time again from the rooms that I've got. I'm not paying $1,000 a night for these rooms, $700 a night for these rooms, because I wouldn't do that. You know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't do that.
That's right. Definitely. Yeah, you wouldn't spend those points otherwise.
No, I'm not. I'm not doing that. I'm not spending $1,000 on a room. It's a room.
I think that was Dallas, right? Where you got the upgrade where it was like a rooftop patio.
Yeah, Plano, Texas, right outside of Dallas. That was definitely one of my favorites. I've never had an outside patio to myself that large. Yeah. When I came in there, I think I had I got like 2 levels. I booked a room like 2 levels down from that one. So if I didn't get the upgrade, I always look at it like that. I'm gonna book a room that I would stay in anyway. You know, I usually don't book the lowest room. I book a room that I would stay comfortably in anyway. So if I don't get the upgrade, I'm still cool with this room. You know, but I think that it gives me more of a chance of getting a better upgrade because I'm not starting from the bottom. So when I got to that hotel, I asked in the app, it was the Hilton property. And as soon as I asked the guy, he was like, yeah, we already upgraded the room. Presidential suite. Gave me the keys. I went up there and I'm like, this is crazy. This is crazy. And Chad Money Minutes know that hotel. He stayed in that hotel, he told me. Yeah, it's in Plano, Texas. The people there are awesome, man. I'm like, those people there at that hotel were awesome. Went to go to a restaurant. They paid for the Uber, man. They paid for the Uber for me to go and to come pick me up. Yeah. Great hotel. Yeah, I recommend anybody. The Curio, it has an extremely long name, so I don't remember. I just remember it was a Curio hotel. The Curio something, Plano, Texas. They treat you like a king or queen at that hotel.
That's awesome. I love that. That's amazing. And it changes your perspective for sure on just regular everyday hotels when you have some experience like that. That's amazing. Another thing too, actually, Philo brought up, which he said, it's my anniversary every check-in, even solo trips. I don't
know why I didn't throw that in there. It's my anniversary. It's my birthday. My wife's birthday. My daughter just graduated college. Something special is happening. So that also helps. That also helps with the 100% percentage. Nothing wrong with that. So, there's nothing wrong with it. You're not hurting nobody about telling them that.
Yeah, I know. I've only gotten like free desserts at restaurants even when I go through like a resi restaurant, I'll say it's its anniversary, you get like a free dessert, free drink, something like that.
Right.
And then yeah, for hotels, you'd be surprised what hotels will do for you sometimes. Just by actually, it reminds me of a scenario many years ago. It actually has nothing to do with saying it was my anniversary, but it had to do like a story we told them, which was true. It was a story where we stayed in an Airbnb. At this time, we weren't really using our points. We didn't actually even know if we had points at this time. But we went to an Airbnb in upstate New York, and it's like, there's no lights anywhere. In towns where there's no lights, there's one a Wawa somewhere, or who even knows what it was up there. And the Airbnb was like fairly cheap, and it seemed okay. It was like a basement area. But to get there, we realized we got there the nighttime. It was completely pitch dark. You can't see absolutely anything. And we make a left, and we finally find where his driveway is. And the driveway is maybe like a quarter of a mile long. So we're just creeping along this dark, maze-like driveway. And we get there, and it's this guy named Bill. And I back up, and I'm like, I see a house, but I don't see anybody around. I don't see anything. All of a sudden, the floodlight comes on, and then the whole place is illuminated, like, boom. And we see a shed with, like, tools. There's, like, axes in there and stuff. We're like, what the hell is this? So already it's feeling a little weird. And then I turn around. I look through the back window, and I see, like, a silhouette of a guy who happened to be Bill, the guy who, that's his Airbnb. And I was like, is that him? Just standing in the window, just like a black silhouette. And we get out, and he's like, "Oh, you found it, didn't you?" I was like, "Yeah, man. It's a little bit deep." And I remember he greeted us, and we walked inside, and I remember just feeling really weird, like the entire Airbnb. You go in, there's like paintings with eyes sticking out. There's there's like genitalia and stuff like that on some of the paintings, and there's like weird glass case with like one piece of cake in the middle, and there's like an antique fridge, like one of those blue, like 1950s metal fridges. And he tells us like, oh, this is the art pieces from my late wife. Unfortunately, his wife passed away. And I remember just looking around, just feeling really ominous. And then he was like, all right, well, oh no. And then he was showing us around, and there was a room that it's kind of built into the mountain. So you can look at the window up top, and it's like all dirt. He says, yeah, you're pretty much sleeping 6 feet under when you sleep here. I was like, who would say that other than a serial killer? Nobody would say that in their right mind. So everything felt weird. Long story short, and then he went upstairs, and we heard doom, 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 and then no door closed. So I think there was no partition between where we're staying and where he's living. We were like, you can just come down here with an axe and just take us out anytime. So we decided to leave, and we went to a random Hampton Inn in that area. And when we got there, we told them the story. And they were like, we feel so sorry for you. They gave us 2 bottles of champagne for our trouble.
Wow.
And we had a good night and whatnot. But that was the crazy Airbnb story. Actually, the last one we ever stayed in before we joined the Points of Miles. Because you can't have Bill the Axe Murderer coming at you like that. It's too much.
No, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's wild. Absolutely.
Yeah, that's the thing. I would have left too. Yeah, we'd have left too.
Yeah, we just lied. We just said, like, my brother has an issue or something. And he's like, all right, come back now. Whatever. Oh, God. And Richie said, and you stayed? Okay, phew, no, I left. I was seriously questioning your judgment. Oh, my God. Could you imagine? Oh, my God. And Cody says, that's why I don't trust Airbnb. Give me a hotel any day. Yeah, man, it's funny how we go through time, too. How it went from Airbnb because you have unique experiences. And then you go to hotels for a predictable experience, and sometimes really, really nice and unique. And now I'm starting to think, like, what if it's Points and Miles, but through portals to where I could also book unique experiences, like the Hobbit Village, or just these boutique hotels that I'm starting to see people talking about and whatnot. So do you think that you'll ever make a shift like that, where instead of booking just the standard Hiltons and Hyatts and whatnot, you'll start trying to find weird, like maybe log cabin-esque hotels on the portals? Or do you not like those?
Yeah. Actually, it's it's a hotel that I want to stay here. It was the oldest courthouse in Tampa, and they made it into a hotel. And actually, Marriott purchased it. And I've been inside of it, but not inside of any of the rooms. And they keep all the architecture kind of the same, you know, from back. And I don't know, this probably had to be the early 1900s or something, you know, because it looks that old in there. But, you know, it's a different experience than anything that I've been in there. I went there. My wife bought me. I don't remember if it was my birthday or something, but I went there and I saw this presentation about these different coffees from around the world. So that's how I ended up going in there the first time. But it got me interested in looking at different places like that. So that'll probably be the first one. But yeah, I want to go to different, you know, log cabin out here and just different experiences. You know, you can only go into a hotel room so many times and be shocked at how it is, you know. You're like, oh man, look, 1,000 square feet and, you know, I got a patio and, you know, yeah, right. It's going to come a time when I want to do something different too.
Gotcha. Okay, that's good to know. John also mentioned I'm staying at a Godzilla-themed hotel in Tokyo next year. I've seen that hotel. I would love to stay there too. John loves Godzilla.
World Traveler.
That's pretty... Huh?
The World Traveler, John.
Absolutely. Wait, Cody's saying that Hobbit Hotel is a Marriott property under the Tribute portfolio? Are you sure? I know the other hotel, I made a mistake. The other one, the way back, was a Tribute. You sure that Hobbit? I don't think so. If so, I'm getting my Marriott points. Yeah, you're right. That would be crazy.
Get your Marriott points, man.
Yeah. Oh God! And Keith, wait until you're trapped at the frying pan hotel. Oh Lord.
You know what? I found out something about Marriott that's kind of trash, though. You know, if you book with say for instance, I book a hotel with my Navy Federal points, and it's a Hilton hotel. I can put in my Hilton loyalty number and get Hilton points and status and everything. If you use a third party with Marriott, you don't get it. It's in their terms and conditions. You don't get anything with Marriott. Yeah, they will with American Express because I guess they have that partnership with them. But when I've used any other credit card that wasn't American Express, Marriott did. Well, Chase probably does because they have partnership with them. But anybody else, they don't honor it.
Really? So using all the other portals and whatnot, huh?
Yeah. That's then they'll attach your number to it. I don't know what that does for you. It doesn't give you any points. It'll only show up in the app for that one day when you check in. And when the visit is over, it's like you've never even been there.
Wow. Do you think they'll honor any status you may have?
The hotel honored my status because the hotel did, but they didn't have to because it's not in Marriott's guidelines.
Huh. Interesting. I didn't know that. That's not great.
That's trash.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, that's funny. Another thing I wanted to bring up, kind of shifting a little bit, which is actually a question by Keith S. from the Discord. I wanted to bring this up to you as well, but it kind of works. So Keith S., we know and love him. He asked you, is the luxury card, the famous brand and whatnot, luxury card, is that greater than the Platinum card, do you think?
No. We're talking about the American Express Platinum card?
Yes.
Well, I guess it doesn't matter which card we're talking about, because when we talk about luxury card, as the CEO of luxury card, this doesn't sway my opinion at all. But remember, my opinion is more important than everybody else. Luxury card is the most prestigious luxury card on earth. You have to be invited to get the top level card. You've never even seen the card. There's a card higher than the gold card. But you have to be invited to get it. There's an annual fee is due with your invitation. So if you're invited to get the card, you have to pay the annual fee or it goes on your credit. Just to let you know. So
and
yeah.
I heard some good things since you became CEO of Luxury Card. I also heard you started doing what the CEO of Credit One started doing. Richie, he mentioned that that you've implemented a system like that, which was when you will get charged interest the moment you swipe the card at the store.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, our customers deserve better than everybody else. Why wait? Our customers do not deserve to wait for interest, or anything else. So why would we make them wait for interest? We don't make them wait for anything else. Yeah. This is high quality stuff.
I think you mentioned there's a few perks that come with the card. Does any specific perk kind of, because like the platinum card, you have FHR, hotel credits, you have airline credits,
Yeah, we have all of that. We just don't have credits for them. You can go to these hotels. You have to pay full price. Actually, you have to pay a little bit more. But that's only because of the privilege of being a Lucky Card member. There's not many of us. There's not many of us. So if you want to apply for there's a Lucky Card Titanium, Black, and the luxurious Gold card and the invitation only card. That some of you guys that are watching this live today, I will be sending you an invitation to. So be on the lookout in your inbox. But if you open that secure message, the annual fee is due. I just want to put that out there. I'll do it. And you got to sign an NDA that you won't talk about this card once you receive it.
Gotcha. Yeah. I signed up actually. I paid the $9.95 annual fee, and then I think it's still coming. You said it's coming via pigeon.
No, it's actually a seagull. We don't use pigeons anymore. We stopped using those. I think like last month. Yeah, we upgraded. So carrier seagull. It'll be there.
It's so weird. I've never seen a seagull in South Carolina, at least in Greenville, because there's no beaches nearby. I hope it gets to me. Well, I guess we'll see.
if the card is lost doing in transit, it's only a $10 fee to the customer. Only a $10 fee. And then you have to, pay for another card to reorder another card, which is also another $10 fee.
Gotcha. Yeah. Not bad. And John's right. Luxury card can get you anything you want, anything. And then Philmo says, I was charged the annual fee on the luxury card just for typing luxury card. Crap, that's twice. Damn.
Oh, awesome. Thank you, Philmo. Thank you. I get to go on vacation next week. Keep applying.
Oh, and Richie also mentioned, don't forget to mention the consideration fee. That's the one charge when you're considering sending an invitation.
Actually, I'm glad Richie told me about that. I'm glad Richie told me about that, but we have left that off. Thank you, Richie.
Oh, Joe Bruno.
Joe's in the building.
So he said, I'm so sorry I can't stay because I'm at a birthday party, but I love you guys. Wishing you the best from the Bronx. Very nice.
Oh my God.
Very nice. Good man. And then Rich and Michelle sent me a link. There you go. Well, consideration fee now, because Sledge is considering it right now.
Okay. Yeah, it's probably in the mailbox right now. It's a secure link. Don't forget to check the spam box because it might go there. For some reason, I don't know what it is. For some reason, a lot of the email think that it's spam, but no, it's legitimate mail. Don't mind the encryption if you see numbers going across your screen. That's perfectly normal. Perfectly normal. It is not a scam at all.
Good to know for sure. I guess in that same vein, CJ comes in. He says, why doesn't luxury card have a rose gold card? What's up with the discrimination? Oh,
you know what's funny, CJ? One of our executives pitched the rose gold card to us, and the only thing I can say about it is that employee no longer works for us. Terminated immediately. Huh. We don't do pink cards here.
Oh God. Damn. That's harsh. CJ, I'm sorry. You're getting attacked today. Joe Barreto, 5 super chat, sending love from the Bronx again. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate you. I know he's having a good time out there right now. at the birthday party. So thanks for coming in,
Yotta,
for
man.
sure. And CJ's, yeah, you kind of wrecked him.
Sorry, CJ. No pink card, man.
I guess also a little bit from the Discord as well, as I'm kind of going back and forth. To kind of knock two birds out. Ravenous came in, and he just asked you the standard rose gold or classic gold. Just your opinion.
Ravenous knows where I stand on this. Classic gold. I don't know what rose gold is. Rose gold, bronze, and gold. I'm not sure what rose gold actually is. So I have to stick with classic gold.
I think that's a very wise choice. To be honest, I think it is. In fact, CJ sent me a picture of his rose gold the other day, and I swear to God, it looked like a platinum card. I swear to God, it did. Oh no! Goodbye, everyone. I can't handle this blasphemy. CJ, it's all right. We're gonna have to have a debate again one day, but maybe a different debate. Maybe we'll have to figure out. I think CJ probably has the wrong. What about AMEX Platinum designs? What? What? Yeah. What's your favorite?
I like the crayon one. You know what? I don't know why. Just something about that card is just different than every all of them. I like the classic one too. The one with I have all three of them, but the one with the flowers, I'll switch it in from time to time. But yeah, I don't know. I'm just not with flowers on my card, you know. So
I have two thoughts. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
You good? So I have oh God, CJ. Of course he likes the crayon one. That's the ugliest. Oh no. You know what's funny? I probably could invite CJ to this panel and we could have a huge debate with StreamYard. That's crazy. That'd be funny. So CJ, let me know if you want to come in and defend your honor. But it's funny because for the longest time I was a flowers guy, and I like the flowers, I like the different, I like the colors and whatnot. And I usually got the best reactions, at least from. I mean, I've been with my wife since I've had it, so I'm not looking for the attention. But you go to check out, a certain, or I'll show friends, whatnot, and the girls will be like, "Wow, it has flowers on it. It's really nice," and it looks better on thumbnails, I think. But over time, I've been coming to the crayon one, which is nice, or whatever you call it.
And you know what? It's heavier. It's a heavier card because the embroidery is like you can feel it. On the flowers, it's a smooth card.
Really?
The one with the crayon marks is a heavier card.
Huh. I never actually thought to test them both.
Yeah, hold them in your hand side by side. You can tell the difference.
Interesting. And then Cesar said, "My daughter designed the crayon looking platinum. She was in kindergarten. Oh my God, that's horrible."
Salute to your daughter, Caesar.
She's doing good work. Keith wanted to ask. This is his hill he'll die on. Keith the Built Man, 2Spot, appreciate your man as always. He said, "Sledge, what's your opinion on the Cyber Yuck?" I think I know the answer. I think Sledge hates it. Am I right?
What is it on? What now?
Oh, what's your opinion on the Cybertruck? The Tesla Cybertruck. I think you hate it.
It's trash.
Oh my God.
Trash. But it's trash. You can still get around in it. That's what keeps it being from being 3 trash. But yeah, I'm cool on it. You know, I literally just saw one in my neighborhood for the first time yesterday. It was the first time I ever saw one in person.
You didn't tell me? Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah, somebody around here had it roll by me when I was coming home yesterday.
Whoa. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's like, and it wasn't the silver one either. It was like purple or something.
Really? It was oh wow.
Yeah.
Jeez. Oh my God, what is this? Everybody's going against Cyber Yuck, Cybertruck is trash, throw up emoji, Josh. It's funny though, I see a lot of people who are, aside from you and Keith, the people who like rose gold also hate the Cybertruck, so I don't know, man. Oh, come on, come on. Even says I have to agree this is true. You can't say that, man. One day, God willing, hopefully, I'll be sitting right here
in the Cybertruck. I want the first interview from the Cybertruck.
Yes. Okay. I can take that happen. Oh, that's funny. Chad said, must have wrapped it purple. If I had 100K to blow, that's why I make that one. Okay, Chad Pennycoff coming in. Let's go. Oh, God. And, oh, wow. Okay, so Michael Wong kind of shifting a little bit. What about the no gold club like me and Joe Barretto? Just not having... Well, Sledge, you're part of the no gold as well.
Yeah, right. No gold at the moment. You know, I think right now, between having because I have that green card that I'm going to keep, you know, for my upgrade, downgrade thing. And I also have the Blue Cash Preferred, and I also have the Saber One card. So groceries are covered, restaurant covered. I'm pretty good with that. So I never thought I would say this, but I'm not sure if I go back to a good gold card. It was my most used card at one time.
Wow.
Yeah, but it's not impossible. I could always go back to it if I wanted to, and I could also upgrade the green card to it if I wanted to.
Yeah,
it's all a possibility.
I've considered kind of your teachings and kind of thinking like, if I'm gonna get rid of gold, because I'm still like I still know I'm not going to be using it for a year and a half. I'm like, I should be saving that money. But I'm also thinking maybe I could wait till December, do like an upgrade bonus. Hopefully they offer me like a 50K for a platinum. Do that and do your little trick, get a bunch of value and then maybe re-downgrade it or something. But we'll see. I don't know.
Why not?
It's a little more annoying because I have the line card on there and I kind of just don't want to deal with it. But
oh yeah, yeah. You know what? I always thought if I did one of those cards, it would be some card that I'll never get rid of. But you probably never think you'll get rid of the gold card. That's the thing.
Oh wait, well, sorry, that whole part I didn't hear.
I said I would, if I did the line card thing, it would definitely have to be a card that I would never get rid of. But you probably thought that you would never get rid of the gold card.
I figured I'd keep it for life. Yeah.
That's the thing. Yeah.
I know I'll come back to it in a year and a half. I just want to save like $400.
Right. And something special happened that you would never believe. I actually got a credit limit increase on my Saber One card. Capital One showed me some love for the first time ever without me requesting. I logged into the app and they asked me to update my income. I put in the same income that I already had and they gave me a $5,000 increase.
Whoa, that's crazy. What was it before?
They only started me with $2,000. Yeah, they gave me a CJ credit limit.
Oh, jeez. Wow.
And I've only had that card, 6 months maybe?
That's crazy.
Yeah. First time Capital One has ever done this for me. I still have 2,000 on that venture card that I've had for 10 years now.
I wonder maybe with this whole Discover acquisition, they're trying to sweet talk all of their current. I don't know, for some reason. Who knows? That's weird.
Who knows, right?
That's pretty crazy. Wow.
Yeah, this just happened either yesterday or the day before. I think yesterday.
Jeez. Oh, actually, on this topic, in Oakland, I'll get to you in one moment, which I appreciate. QC Man 2000, he said, Sledge, when you got the Saver One, did you get the one with the 200 bonus, even though you had a lot of inquiries and Capital One is inquiry insensitive?
Yes. I got the one with the bonus. I would have been, I won't say devastated, but I wouldn't have been happy if I got the one that didn't have a bonus. I wanted that little $200. So, dude, every little thing counts.
Oh, wow. John said someone at Capital One actually told me the 2K limit is called the CJ limit in-house. Behind the scenes. Josh, the ambassador.
Get it today.
Yeah, he's really, yeah, right, he came in. CJ. Yeah, Josh, the Venture Capital Discord ambassador, official, he said it's the official term now. I don't make the rules. Lord. CJ, we're going to need some merch from you. It's like, I don't know, a CJ credit limit or something. I need a
Right.
shirt that says that. That's so funny. Wow, that's pretty cool though. Maybe some hope for some fellas out there.
Yeah,
Speaking
for
of
real.
fellas, Oakland, what's going on? I always wonder, Oakland, are you actually from Oakland or in Oakland? Oakland to Indy? Like Oakland to Indiana or something like that? It's interesting. But he said, what's up, fellas? Sledge, can you please, Sledge, give me some tips on traveling with teenage/college age kids, especially flights/lodging? Thanks. I know you got experience with this.
Traveling with teenage kids? Well, I can't see that. Too small for me. The experience with traveling with teenage kids?
Yeah, so tips on traveling with teenage/college age kids, especially flights and lodging, just traveling with them.
Oh man. Unfortunately, I pay for authorized users on my kids, on my AMEX Platinum. So, and the real reason why I do it is because I don't always travel with them. Sometimes they travel without me, so I want to give them access to the lounge access and things like that. So because right now, believe it or not, I've only paid the 3 for 175. Yeah, I've only paid, and they've been authorized users since I've had the car. My wife and my kid. Last year, American Express didn't charge me at all for authorized users. I don't know why, but I didn't inquire about it because why would I? This year, $195 per person. Oh man, that's gonna be a big hit. That's gonna be a big hit. But I still think it's worth it for them. Or they might have to sit out in the in the lobby with everybody else while I'm in the Centurion Lounge, doing my thing, getting free drinks and eating for free while they out there with everybody else. But traveling with your kids, man, I mean, your kids are if they teenage or college age, that should be easy. like that should be easy for them. So they're at an age where they can get cars that has party pass and things like that. So depending on how old they are.
Gotcha. Interesting. He also said 195 per person. They need to sit in the lobby. Yeah.
195 per person, man. That's steep. When you're talking about three, that's $600 on top of a $695 annual fee.
Do you think like the big recent shift that kind of happened? I feel like it's kind of going away a little bit, but the recent shift where people were like saying, "I'm getting rid of the Platinum, going for Venture X because maybe it's easier to justify and a little bit more ease on the authorized users." Do you think there's any merit to like that kind of shift?
I'm going to go out on a limb and say the people that wanted the Venture X got the Venture X. A lot of the people that said that they were going to dump the AMEX Platinum, we make videos about everything, right? If we see something exciting, we make a video about it. We make a video about dumping the Venture of the AMEX Platinum, but I don't see too many videos about people who have actually dumped the AMEX Platinum. I'm going to cancel. I'll see those videos. I'm going to cancel. I don't see those videos that say I've canceled it. So I don't even know if they were actually a shift or that was just the thing to say at the time. So I'm not really sure. I'm not one of those people. The AMEX Platinum is my favorite car. And anybody who likes the Venture X, that's they like the Venture X. I think it's two different people. I think it's two different types of people. So everybody's not willing to pay $695, and I don't blame them. $695, that's nothing to sneeze at. So, but $390 if that $395 gets you what you want out of travel, hey, I applaud you for it. I would go that route too.
Gotcha. Yeah, he also, closing that out, he said, the Ventrex has been a good card for our family, but he's going to add the Plat and add my mom and sister as authorized users and have them pay him back. Hell yeah.
That's the one thing about the Venture X, though, man. The free authorized users, you can't beat that. And that's one thing I can say. Capital One got a big win with that. Like that's a huge win considering AMEX and everyone else is charging a considerable amount for authorized users.
Yeah, I never had the authorized users, but I know that was a big hit for a lot of people for sure. Okay, so appreciate that, Oakland. I also wanted to get into a few more questions that some of the people had. So we actually had one from Cesar Joel, and he wanted to ask what he would do differently if you had to start your whole credit card journey again, and then salute. Which is something I think I wanted to ask you, but last time we didn't get into.
Yeah. If we talking about from the timeline of when I got into the credit card game as we know it right now, the only thing that I would have done different is I would have started earlier. You know, I don't know if I would have changed the path. Of course, we would have changed cars here and there. Everybody would have, or what they did. But I think I would have started my credit journey earlier than I did, because I look at some of the people that's on, we didn't have this much information. I'm 51 years old, man. I didn't have this much information growing up as some of the younger guys and girls do now. I look at some of the credit card YouTubers on right now, and they just in college or something like that. I didn't have the same type of information, coming up. And if I did, I probably would have started a lot earlier, and my trajectory probably would be totally different than it is right now. But I wouldn't change the way I do it right now, because I love taking the risk with the different cards. And I might wake up tomorrow and decide to apply for a card because I just feel like doing it, whether I need it or not. So I don't think it's much I would change other than starting earlier.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think that's probably a lot of people feel that way. Like I didn't fully get started till 21, and not only would my score have been better faster,
Right.
when that was coming up, but also all the points and miles you could have earned along the way.
Mm-hmm.
It's weird being in this time now where we're in real time, since we're like heavy in the game and now we're making videos about it, but seeing changes in real time. Like when we were getting platinum, gold, and green, there's no family language. You can get them out of order, whatever order you want them in, and get approved for them with lower annual fees and different credits and whatnot. So it's weird just going year by year and be like, oh, that's up now, or that's restricted now. And now some people, like even Dex earlier, talking about, can I get the platinum first or should I get the Schwab first? I got both. Me and you both got both. I think both got the welcome offers on both of those cards. Like, not to rub it in, obviously, but it sucks all the different changes that are happening over time. It makes you want to just take advantage now while you can. Like if there's a good deal, there's a good card, just go for it, because it's likely to change. Like if there's one constant, it's that things are going to change, right? So there's always going to be something.
Yeah, I agree. And the same thing is going to happen to the people that are getting into the game right now.
Yeah.
When they become more vested into it, things will be dramatically changed. So, I mean, that's one thing that we always say: change is inevitable, man. It's always going to happen. So,
Yeah,
it's
right.
always going to happen.
That's right. That's funny. Bobby Yakuza with the salute. What's going on, man? Also, I guess on the topic too, so Chad and CJ had this question, so I can't put two up, so I'll just CJ's gotten a lot of, we hit him up a lot of today, so we'll have Chad Money Minutes. He wanted to ask you, which I know your opinion on this. He said, what do you think the annual fee raise on the personal AMEX Gold card will be?
No, I plead the fifth. I'm not going to talk about it.
That's right. If you talk
I'm
about
not going to ever talk about an annual fee raise unless the annual fee is raised.
I think it goes down. I think it goes to
right, exactly. I just don't want. I mean, we in the live chat. Anthony know my take on it. The American Express probably not paying attention to this at all, but and it's a high possibility that it'll go up. I mean, everything else in our life is going up, right?
Yeah.
Food is going up, gas going up, everything in our life is going up. So it's a high possibility that it's going up. Do I want it to go up? No. I'm wishing that it stays exactly where it is. I hope it's American Express executive watching this video right now. Like, these guys, they can't take any more annual fees. You know, we all we pay the annual. It's only so many credits we can take. You know, like it just is. They make those cars attractive. They raise the annual fee on the Delta cars. The cars are still attractive, so we still get it.
Yeah.
Right. But at the end of the day, there's going to be a limit of where the people are going to say they're not doing it. They're not doing it anymore. So American Express and any other credit card issuer has to also look at that. There comes a time where you're going to price yourself out with regular people. And the regular people are always going to be the backbone of any business. They might think their customer is a more upscale customer, and a lot of them are. But when you start turning away the regular people because they can't afford your product, that's going to hurt financially, and no business wants that. So hopefully AMEX is listening to that as well.
I hope so. Yeah, definitely. For sure. A lot of good points there, I think. Just making sure. Is that wind? I felt like someone was hitting my car. So I also, there's two questions here. That one I had, and then one that I'm going to attach to Major Change Group, who came on in.
Tasha in the building.
And
hey, if y'all don't know the Major Change Group channel, go check it out.
I actually haven't yet. What was her name again?
Tasha.
So, Tasha with a T?
Yep.
Tasha? Okay. Awesome. I have to check out. I'm going to have to check her out for sure. So she asked, like, this is going to be good, speaking about the podcast, is the Amex Gold a good year 2 card? If he can only have one credit card, which would it be? So I kind of wanted to mix two things if I can. So she mentioned, like, is the Amex Gold, obviously every card with a welcome offer is going to be good year 1, year 2, and 3, harder to justify, maybe not worth it for everybody. Now, I made a video recently talking about how when I first got my Platinum card, I did a bit of research. Obviously not enough to know fully what I didn't know, but a little bit of research back when it was a $550 annual fee, got it. And having now reflected upon that, realized I probably could have waited till like now to get the card, but I don't regret it because it was good experiences along the way, and now I can talk about it. So that's the thing. But yourself is known as Mr. Do Your Research. So I kind of wanted to ask you too on that topic. When did you like fully become Mr. Do Your Research? Because I'm assuming it's a real thing.
Yeah, it's a real thing. I've always been one of those people who take a deep dive into things before I get into it. And I can give you a big example of, you knew me before. We never met personally before Vegas, but you knew me before I started my channel. Okay. I went back, you know what? I went back and looked at some of your older videos, and I made a comment on your second video.
Yep.
Your second video. Yeah, on your second video. But before I made this channel, I looked at everything from different perspectives, different personalities, different finance channels. I looked at everything. I looked at every single credit card creator and finance channel that I possibly could. Look at all the information, combined all of it before I started my channel. And even before that, I mean, even after that, I took all that information and I still grinded it and studied it and talked to you guys. I talked to Chad Money Minutes, through chat, through comments and whatever, just to get the information. But in saying all of that, that's the person I've always been. I like to research things before I really get into it. I'm one of those people that like to live on the fly, but anything that I'm going to be in depth in, I like to put a lot of research into it, and that's where I came up with that name from.
Gotcha. Yeah, it's so true. Yeah, everybody knew you in the comments. Before you ever made your first video, for like a year before you made your first video, everybody already knew
Just
you because
asking
you're in every comment
questions and
section.
commenting and everything like that. I was collecting cards before I started. I was collecting cards. You know about me getting the iPhone just to get the Apple card. I was getting different cards with no hard inquiry. I was doing a lot of research on different things before I made my first video, because I didn't want to get into the game and start making videos and then have to think of something to come up with. At this point, I can just make a video off any experience, because I've done so much research and did so many things that I can just go, and I think I can pretty much create a video on anything at this point.
Absolutely, yeah, and it's true, because I remember I was I think I was the first viewer. Maybe you had siblings, but I think I was the first view on your first video.
Yeah, but you were.
And I remember where I was too. I was out in I forget where I was actually. It was at some outside like bar and food place. I forget. I was like, oh, we're gonna watch Sledge's video. And I remember as I was like I was gonna go to the bathroom because it was like 5-minute video, and I watched it. I watched it in there, and I showed my wife and everything. I was like, look, he finally did it. And you came out of the gate hard with a what's in my wallet, right?
Yep.
And you had a good thumbnail. You already had, I think you had music already. You already had some taglines, and you were doing some cuts and whatnot. And I just saw you progress over time, and it's amazing. I love thinking
video.
about it.
I look at that video now. I'm like, man, that video is trash. But
I remember every single
research on the editing.
Right. Well, I remember every single cut was you jump into the camera, like, and this is why you got to do this, and then that's what you. But it was engaging too. It worked. It's funny to look back, but yeah. But then as time went on, I saw you like editing in some interesting edits where it's like closing the screen, have something here, you got the credit card flip, a bunch of different things. So that's awesome. And now you're kind of transitioning a little bit. You're kind of going on the fly videos, taking the camera and going, which I like. I like that for sure.
Now you're gonna see a lot more of that now, just wherever I am.
I think
2024 is gonna be a different year for my channel, man. It's gonna be I got a lot of things coming up.
Absolutely, and actually that does bring me to where is it? Oh no, I thought I had. There was some question. Maybe I missed it. But that's right, Kid Cat. His second question was, what are you hoping to accomplish with your channel throughout the remainder of 2024? Do you have any goals that you want to speak out loud at all, or no?
One thing that I can speak on is, because it's already out there, I'm starting a podcast. The first episode is going to be this month on the 29th. I haven't settled in on a time yet, but I'm going to put that in my community section to get a gauge in on the time. And it's going to be called Unfiltered 20 Questions with Sledge. It's basically going to be 20 questions to the guest, just to kind of get a idea of who that person is. It's not all going to be credit card related, and you're going to want to be tuned into this, because it's going to be some good questions, and you're really going to get a deeper dive into some of your favorite creators. It's called 20 Questions with Sledge, and you notice I did not put anything about credit cards in the title, because all the guests that come up may not be in this genre. Want to kind of expand my growth on things. Now, granted, most people are they going to be in some type of finance, because that's what my audience is. But I want to expand a little bit and get to know some of the people and see who they really are outside of the credit card game, but while still learning more about them within the credit card game. So 3:29, and shortly after we end this live today, I'm gonna drop the thumbnail so everybody will see who the first guest is in real time all together.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
That's right.
Drop
That's right. Yeah,
the
you did a community post on who you thought or who people thought would be your first guest. So I'm interested to see for sure.
Chad
To
won
see
tremendous, like by a landslide in there, man. I thought you and Chad was gonna be closer.
I know. Unreal.
Tasha from Major Change Group, she was on there. She was on the. She was one of the women. Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
I'm definitely gonna have her on though. As long as she don't dub me, I'm definitely gonna have her on.
Maybe it's her. We'll see. Interesting. Huh. And Richie said, "Sounds like it's awesome." And this is going to be live, right? Not filmed.
No, this is gonna be live. This is gonna be. It's called Unfiltered. It's gonna be an unfiltered conversation. No questions from the audience. No questions from any subscribers. No questions from members. This is just gonna be an intimate conversation between me and the guest.
Love it. Love it. I like it because it is a mix of what a lot of us have done. So like Richie's and maybe mine, maybe Spencer's. Cool. Very, very cool. I'm excited for this one. Very, very much. I also wanted to bring up on that kind of topic. Kid Cat also came in and he said, when are we getting some channel merch? My Team Gold, baby. Hoodie's getting lonely. Appreciate Kid Cat. But when are we going to get, drop a salute emoji or Mr. Do Your Research or changes, all these different quotes, man. When are we getting your merch?
Man, I'm trying to take one step at a time. I'm trying to take one step at a time. I'm trying to get my studio more together. See, I moved around a little bit. I'm still moving things to get them the way that I want them. The merch is going to come. The merch is going to come. Give me a little bit of time. I'll say a couple months. Because when I put something together, I want it to be perfect or close to perfect. So, and y'all know how I like to put stuff in the community section because I want to know what y'all think, what y'all like, what y'all want. It's easy for me to put something together and be like, oh man, I love this. They gonna love it too. And I put it out there and they're like, oh man, this is.
Sure. I still think what would be genius is I really think you should do it. Make some trash sticker emojis, trash stickers, and this way you can, people can buy trash stickers and anything we hate in life. I don't know, like this hotel, maybe it sucks. I'll put a Sledge, yeah, and we'll put a QR on it, so this way people can scan it and be like, oh, it's right to his channel. Like, who's this guy? And then they'll figure it out. But I'll put trash stickers everywhere. If I think
it'll be too many pages for me. I'll run out of them myself. I won't even be able to get in and out.
That's right. Every institution is getting slapped with it. Oh my god. Stan the Critter Frog. He said, shout out Tony and Sledge. Good luck with the new podcast, Sledge. I'm upset. I freaking was driving and I wasn't able to get on or setting this up, I should say, rather. I wasn't able to get on because Stan and Spencer just did a live together too right before this.
Okay. I didn't even know. Stan got to be on the podcast too.
I would love to see that. That would be cool.
Yeah, Stan got to be on the podcast too. Stan
is great. Like, I think Stan is somebody who basically, if he's on, it's gold, no matter what. He's a great speaker, very, a lot of wisdom. I think his speaking abilities are just so good. And
listen, I told Stan at the creator meetup when we went to in last year that he was my favorite credit card content creator, and I honestly meant it. You know what I mean? Like, I honestly meant it. Stan is, and he seems like a genuinely nice guy as well. Just meeting him in person. So, yeah, we appreciate you, Stan.
Absolutely, yeah. He's a great guy. Keith, of course, I have to honor it because money. $2 super chat. I don't want to read these, but you're forcing me to, Keith, Mr. Bill. I'll go around and put the stickers on the Cyber Yucks. Keith, just you know what? Just refund it, man. Just refund it. I know you're trying to hit some welcome offers. You're trying to be charitable, but I can't be hearing some Cybertruck nonsense, man. This is too much. Well, thank you, Keith. You know, as always, but Sansa, thank you so much for the kind words, AnthonyVenture and Sledge. Cool. Also, yeah, something I was curious of that someone mentioned. Oh yeah, Keith mentioned. Will we get to hear Sledge's opinions on your podcasts? Or is it only the person you're talking to?
He said, nope, not my opinion at all. Not gonna be. I don't want my opinion to trump anybody else's, so I won't even give my opinion on the. I'm just gonna be asking the question. You know, I might ad lib. It's gonna be 20 questions, but I might ad lib some questions off of those questions. You know, to make more of a connection with them, but. Yeah, I'm not going to deviate from that. I don't want to overshadow the guests. It's going to,
Gotcha.
you know, this conversation is going to be about the guests. It's not going to be about me.
Gotcha. Makes sense for sure. And I love that for sure. And the last question we actually have for you, sir, is call me Lonnie. What's going on, Lonnie? He said, "Is there an answer to the question? How many cards is too many cards?"
I want you to answer this too, but in my opinion, it's as many cards as you can handle. You know, I think that when we get these cards, it's at a certain point in time. I think we've all been overwhelmed with the amount of cards we have, whether it was 5 cards or 10 cards or whatever. At some point in time, we had to take a step back and look at what we were doing and deciding we wanted to go forward with keep getting cards or we just wanted to change the way that we were doing. You know, I think when I got to like 15 cards, I'm like, what the hell am I doing with these cards? I'm starting to, it's starting to be a little bit harder to manage them. So I had to take a step back. And right now, I'm sitting at, when I canceled the platinum card, that put me back at 36. So I'm at 36 cards now, but I'm at a comfortable 36 because I feel like I'm managing them, and it's not anything. I'm not doing anything out of the ordinary, or it's not hard for me to manage them. And when I got those 15, I felt like I was getting them too fast. And it was it became overwhelming at times. So I just think that it depends on you and the way you want to manage things or what you can manage. What do you think about that, Anthony?
Yeah, I mean, for sure, like everything's individual. Like you had a very unique way of going about, like, I think you got 20 cards in a year. Like, of course, that's, well, I don't think anyone's really going to be able to manage those pretty effectively if you like one after another and just get 20. You didn't have any time to sit with any of them for like a super extended amount of time. It's tough because for me, you know, I guess what, 4 years ago I had, or maybe 3 or 4 years ago is when I got my green, gold, and platinum. Then I maybe had a year to sit on them. After a year, I think I got like both Hilton cards and the Chase Sapphire Preferred. You know, that was like 3 cards, 6 cards, and I already had like some capital ones for like building up and Cole's cards and stupid cards. And then, yeah, in the last couple of years, maybe I added another 8 or something like that. So it depends, you know, how much time have you had to sit with all the cards that you have? Because at least with time, too, you have time to reevaluate every year when the annual fee comes around. Like, you know, that time came for me with the green card. You know, we canceled that, you know. Luckily, I didn't have too many annual fee cards over that time, you know. Or like the platinum card, when I had 2 platinum cards like you did recently, I canceled the original platinum card. A lot of the other cards I have are just stupid cards, like the Yotta card, you know, built, curve, a lot of no annual fees or low annual fees. The new Delta cards, you know, Delta card I didn't have to pay any annual fee. Now it's going to be $150. I think my total annual fees now is about $1,000, right? $695 plus the gold plus the Delta plus the 95 Sapphire Preferred. I think I'm like around $1,000, so it's not horrible. But I did also consider canceling the platinum like a couple months ago. I was like, I could probably pay because like my realtor dues just hit, and that's like $700. So I was like, I could cancel, get most of that back prorated fee and just, you know, use that to pay for that. But then I was like, but I want to keep having good experiences, you know, and I just started having great experiences with the Platinum. I'm like, I don't want to leave it now. You know?
Right.
So yeah, I don't know. How many is too many? Probably, I think how many is too many is when there's no longer any more welcome offers left. That's my, for at least me.
I agree.
By that point, maybe I will have canceled all the high annual fee cards. You know? It's not like I'm just going to keep getting, here's 95, here's 95, here's 150. You know, like all the Delta cards, all the Hilton cards, you know, you'll be, $10,000 in annual fees. It's too much. Yeah. Good to reevaluate, though.
Yeah, you know what? When I started into AMEX, I got my first card, I can tell you, I think it was 2020. I got in October of that month, I got the Everyday. That was my first AMEX. 5 days later, I got the Hilton Honors. The very next month, I got the Gold, and I got the Green 1 week after that one. I got the Platinum the next month. 90 days after my first AMEX, I got another AMEX. And so that's how I started. Because again, I went back and did the research and I looked at when I can get them. So I just went right off of that and just took off from there. But, you know, at the time, it was like I was managing them, but I was getting them so fast. At some point, it was just like, okay, you need to slow down a little bit here and rethink this thing.
Definitely, yeah. Actually, Chad made an interesting thing here where he says, in my honest opinion, it's the amount of applications an issuer that matters. It's easier to manage 4 to 5 cards in one app, like a million Amex cards, than it is to manage, 4 to 5 different banks and whatnot, which is very true. Like, I try to just not use anything other than my Amex cards now, other than Chase with the ink cards. But other than that, yeah, just I don't want anything to do with Capital One. I don't even use the built cards. I don't even want to have to think about there's a fee on there that I have to pay.
Right.
Just isolate everything. I think that's a good point for sure. And then Dugras stopping in for a moment. So what on Dugras? Catch the replay. So that was actually all the questions I had, I believe. From there, did you have anything you wanted to bring up at all?
Man, the only thing I have to say is look out for the thumbnail dropping because you're going to be surprised at who the guest is going to be for the first episode of the podcast. It's dropping today within the next 30 minutes.
Oh, damn. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll be looking.
Appreciate you having me up here, Anthony, for real.
No, I appreciate you doing this with me today. It's always I try to make it slightly different each time because I don't have many people who came on twice, so we did it twice. So I don't want to just repeat the same stuff. Like the first one was getting into your personal history, your background. So if you guys want to hear, Sledge's background, go watch the original podcast we did. But I like talking about more of the crazy stuff you've been doing recently, room upgrades and the rules and breaking rules, and your opinion and whatnot. So hopefully this was enjoyable for you and everybody.
Absolutely, man. I love it. Gotta do it one more time.
Absolutely. I just
Maybe you can be a guest on mine too, man. You got to. You have to be a guest on mine one day too.
I'm waiting for the invite. I'm waiting for. I'm kidding. I know you're getting this started. No, I'm excited for that. That'll be great. Unfiltered. Yeah, I'm excited to see what questions those are. Quick shout out to. Oh, can I do this? I can do this. Vinyl cover for the $5 super chat. Joe Barretto for the $5 super chat. Keith for the 2. Oakland for the 5. And Keith for the 2. Appreciate everybody who did that today. And obviously everybody who came out. So who we got? We got Rich and Michelle Failer, Phil Mo, Josh, CJ, John. I like that I could do this now. Dugras for a moment. Chad, Keith, CJ, QC Man, Stan, Dex from the beginning, and a few other people, and Richie, of course. Thank you so much for everyone for being here. And then one more time, Sledge, appreciate you for being here.
Appreciate you, brother.
See you guys. And go subscribe to Sledge. Definitely. All right, take care.